that. I love that. Would you recommend having these types of encounters, interdominion, to other people?
Yeah,
Yes.
we would definitely recommend, Patrick, that you talk to more individuals for sure.
Thank you. Thank you so much. So listen, I wanted to touch bases with you, and we've been trying to do this, and this is going to be real simple. I just want you to relax and we're just going to have just a good conversation. Fair enough?
Rock and roll. Let's do it, buddy. Okay. My name is Jake Vegeman. I am a business owner. I had a partner of mine. We were on a work trip, and we had flew back from an event out in San Angelo, Texas. We took off from the airport. Unfortunately, it was Friday at noon. I get a call Sunday at 1 o'clock. I'm at the gym in the sauna, and his father-in-law said he got into a very, very bad car wreck to the point they didn't know if he's going to make it. He had 8 different surgeries, had a heart attack in the car wreck. He also had a stroke in one of the surgeries. Somehow they didn't have to amputate his leg. I don't know. His car was completely smushed.
Wow.
It hit the back of a semi. It looked like something that I've never seen before when I saw the picture. And you had been in a car wreck recently.
Yes,
and I remember you telling me that, and I go, yeah. And that's when I brought up, I'm like, dude, I'm dealing with something real bad right now. And you had offered at that moment, we're at the gym, and I think it was early in the morning, and you had offered to say a prayer for my friend.
Yes.
And at that point, we'll do anything, prayer, just people just saying nice things to him, whatever it is, because we're just hoping he's going to be okay. And then you said a prayer for probably about a couple minute prayer, to be honest with you.
Mm-hmm.
And, and I thank you for it. And told my buddy we're praying for him. He really wasn't he couldn't really talk. So I didn't really get to talk to him. He was kind of just, he was under so much medication and just dealing with the hospital room. He didn't know where he was. It was just nuts. What do you know? We just left Destin, outside of Destin, Florida, 38. We did his 1 year. And I told you this.
Yes.
At the gym, I said, we did his 1 year celebration of life, of living.
Wow.
Because he's still alive. Yes, he's not walking perfect or anything like that. He's still dealing with a lot of stuff. Has to see doctors the rest of his life for his brain, his heart, all that stuff. But he is alive.
That
is
a blessing, man. You mentioned something about even I had forgotten about that prayer because a year went by. I saw you in the gym that day, and I felt an unction by the Holy Spirit to go up to you and just ask you about that particular situation. And you said, funny you ask about that.
Yeah, that's how it went. Yeah, and I was like, Patrick, you're not going to believe this. I mean, the power of prayer was unbelievable because literally, I wish we could share some the photos of his car on here.
Oh, man,
he shouldn't have made
great.
They said one of the reasons he was a big worker outer. The guy's in great shape. They said one of the reasons he lived is because his muscles were protecting him because his car was so smushed.
Yes.
I mean, he collapsed his lungs, clapped his heart. Yes. I don't know how he made it through this thing.
What was the chances that he would not make it through this? Did the doctors ever say anything about that?
They didn't, but the way he was, I mean, it's a miracle. Man, I don't know what the chances are, Patrick, but it was slim to none. And to see him back working again and strive and enjoy life. He has, 3 kids, a wife, and a lot of good family around him. It would have been just the most unfortunate thing in the world. So you asking me that, hey, how did it go? And I was like, golly, it's funny you asked that. We just got back from 30A into celebration, and we all had to get together. We all took a bunch of big pictures and just said, life is fragile.
Wow.
The power of prayer that day. I hope, maybe what you said to me that day made that difference,
Yes. Has that impacted your life? You mentioned you lost a lot of friends, but in this particular situation, friend was not lost, and he's pressing through, he's fighting through, and you're able to support him on the sidelines from a friendship perspective, from a prayer perspective, and whatever else. How is that affecting you spiritually?
Spiritually for me, it just gives you faith again. Sometimes people out here, people question.
Yes.
They don't have faith. They question God. Things can go bad in your life. We all know stress in life right now with everything going on, the economy. A lot of things outside factors make you start not believing. But things like that make you go, hey, there's hope out here. There's hope.
Yes. And so you exemplify a certain category of leader, which is a faith-based leader in this marketplace. And oftentimes they get to certain points in life and they don't think they need God. And can you tell us a little bit about your background as a leader, what type of businesses you are involved with, and regardless of all of that, how that still causes you to rely on God?
Yeah, so I own an insurance agency. I have a little over 400 licensed agents that work with me, that partner with me, and just I got to lead them in the direction. I got to coach them on a daily basis through I always say I'm a therapist, coach, mentor, all built into one because I have to deal with what they're dealing with their daily life to make sure they're successful. And sometimes I got to be the shoulder they can lean on with divorces, marriages, stuff like that, and being self-employed, which all these guys are. You go through a lot of steeps and valleys, right? And a lot of people aren't meant to have those ups and downs. So you got
Yes.
to have faith. You got to
Yes.
have a higher power that you believe in to stay positive, to know, to have good values, to understand that if you do the right thing for people, I believe in karma, good things will happen to you.
Yes.
And sometimes as stressful as it gets for some of these folks out here, I got to be that voice of reason for them. Just, hey, keep your
Yes.
mind right. And
Yes.
that's where God comes in with a lot of these people is you got a higher power to tell you what's a good thing to follow and the path to follow. And it'll lead to good things in most cases.
Yes. Thank you so much, Jake.